Age, you have to focus. It's always like this when we land. Hey, Age, get it together, handsome.
Damn. I'm fine. I was just enjoying the unfamiliar air for a moment. A robot like you might not understand, but a planet exploration mission starts with feeling the air with your entire body.
Hurry!
What is this mission?
Come on. To collect a frontier relic.
So we just have to get the goods? I don't foresee any particular issue. But aren't most frontier relics over 1,000 years old? Will they still be okay?
Surprisingly, the relic still appears to work. The problem? You with the arms and legs, hurry on up.
Damn that robot.
We have to investigate that spaceship.
Looks like even machines don't stand the test of time. It's incredibly old. I'm getting a bad feeling. Just like when I nearly froze to death on my first solo mission 4 years ago. Or when I got caught in that explosion last year.
Those events occurred because you didn't adequately assess the risk factors. There were no special notes regarding this mission. While it may be confidential, I'm sure it'll be quick. So don't dwell on possibilities. Let's focus and finish this up. Don't you only have about 7 days left to live? The reward for completing this mission successfully is eternal life.
Eternal life? I wonder what eternal life feels like.
You will have to ask when the mission is complete.
I'll do whatever I want. NSBs? What are Orbit's NSBs doing here?
Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
The NSBs think we're enemies. Elvis, what happened? Have all the NSBs gone mad?
There might still be something nearby. Let's get out of here for now.
Elvis is avoiding my question. Hey, Helvis. Didn't you say our mission was to collect a frontier relic? They're treating allies like enemies and attacking them. Damn it. What on earth are they trying to hide in this mission? I know eternal life is important, but it won't matter if we die now. Sure, there was no other choice, but I hate having to fight against my allies. Isn't Medea from the combat team supposed to handle missions like this? Not the exploration team?
I didn't know things were this bad. This is highly confidential information, but they never said I can't tell the mission leader. The NSBs that were sent here first were hacked and started displaying strange behavior. And knowing that, Deucalion appointed you as the mission leader.
Huh? Me? Why?
This mission requires a biological researcher, not a robot, who has an open mind about hacking. It also requires someone who can handle basic combat situations. From among the agents, you were chosen.
So he chose me for this important, highly confidential mission? You sure are observant.
Personally, I think it was a ridiculous decision. You kind of look like him, but your personality is just meh.
Really? Deucalion must be handsome too.
The hacking signal is getting stronger as we approach the spaceship. All we have to do is figure out the cause and find the target.
Hey, I just realized you're a robot. You didn't hack.
What? Are you disappointed? I'm superior to hunks of junk like the NSBs. This signal is...
The Frontier spaceship. What if there are a bunch of security devices once we get inside? Can you deactivate them?
If I get any closer, I might actually get hacked.
You want me to go by myself?
Deucalion has a discerning eye and chose you for a reason.
Coward. Looks like it's locked. How do I get in?
Why don't you try destroying everything, like you usually do?
A clever suggestion from a very intellectual robot. What? These facilities look familiar. Damn! They even brought a heavy armor?
What's wrong? Did something happen?
Quiet! I'll tell you all about it once I get back outside. Is this it? There's an old SCA that looks like you. I've never seen this model before. Is it on?
Age, the hacking signal disappeared. How did you do that?
Really? I barely nudged the thing. I think it reacted to me.
I'm sure we'll know once we analyze it. Just make sure you bring it out safely. What did you find?
Is this thing really worth my life? That was dangerous.
You still made it out alive. Stop complaining and put the relic inside my body. I need to analyze this and report to Decalion. Let's go back.
Elvis! Medea, what do you think you're doing?
Getting rid of unnecessary obstacles and seizing the object of your desires. That's how the combat troops do things. Is there a problem?
Why are you acting so shameless after interfering with someone else's mission? And what's more, you're intercepting the goods. I can't just ignore someone who killed my partner!
Arrogant rookie. You must have a death wish. I'll just put you out of your misery. Kill him!
Damn. Elvis. What's so special about that thing? Elvis, I'll avenge you if it's the last thing I do.
Wow, I'm touched.
Huh? What? It still works?
It's me, Elvis. Exploration Team Senior Agent Age. Remaining lifespan, 6 days, 12 hours, and 39 minutes. Your face might resemble Deucalion, but you lack his brains and wit, so don't let it go to your head. Each time you have narrowly avoided death on a mission, you kept the underwear you were wearing as a lucky charm. And there's also looking in the mirror before taking off on a mission.
Okay, stop. Jeez. It knows so much about me. It must be Elvis. What the heck happened?
I don't know either. I must have been moved into the relic.
What on earth even is that thing? I wonder what Medea and Deucalion plan to do with this.
I think we need to focus more on those NSBs that were detected nearby, and less on your curiosity. It seems Medea's combat troops are looking for us. Do you think we can fight again?
My blade broke during that last battle. In our current state, there's no way we can win if we try to take them on.
If that's the case, let's try using this crystal. Place your hands near the crystal. I think I might be able to do...
What? How did you make that blade?
I don't know. It's just one of the features of this relic. But it looks like items made using the crystal. Try absorbing the blue crystal too. You can recover HP using energy absorbed from this crystal. There are so many crystals here. Absorb all that energy.
I think I've absorbed all the energy in the area.
Wait here for a moment. I'll accelerate time and try activating the crystal again.
Accelerate time? No way. The crystal's recharged. What the heck is that relic? It can even control time?
Age, now isn't the time to be in awe. There is some other energy gathering. Wells. They've got a bad temper, so I don't think we can avoid a fight.
Is that what they call a cat? Damn, they're coming at us all at once.
terrain radar has been detected inside the forest. Let's go check it out. What an interesting crystal. I think I can make something good once you absorb it. It's a terrain radar that was used by Frontier. It looks like it's still working. Let me see if it can be used.
I feel like there's a lot that we can do now. Helvis, is there any other way to contact the mothership? It would be great if we could contact Deucalion directly or teleport to him.
You think a new function will just pop out of me because you ask? There's way too much data in here. It's hard enough to support you while decrypting basic functions. What would be helpful in this situation? I'm detecting some very powerful energy in the depths of the forest. With that amount of energy, there's a good chance that it's a spaceship.
Really? Well, I guess we have no other choice. Let's go.
There's something strange ahead.
What's that? A crystal wall? The path is blocked. What should we do?
This must have happened when the NSB power source crashed near a crystal. If we want to break that down, we need a blade made using energy with the same properties.
Then we have to find the same type of energy first.
Similar energy has been detected nearby. The energy is coming from the path to the right. Let's try going that way.
I don't think it'll give up the energy without a fight.
This one is bigger than the Drabowells we saw earlier. Be careful. Try absorbing the crystal core left behind by the ferocious Drapoel. I'll create a new blade. Let's go back to where the path was blocked. Break down the crystal wall with the katana. Great work! Let's keep going.
Medea's NSBs followed us all the way here.
They must be rallying troops in this entire area to catch us.
First Drapoels, now Medea's henchmen. We have to hurry and find the spaceship.
Age, use a blade that'll be more effective on Drapoels.
It's endless. How many NSBs did Medea mobilize?
I'm detecting too many of them to count. We should move before more of them rush in.
Damn it! Even heavy armor! We're going to die of exhaustion at this rate. Why are they so obsessed with this relic anyway?
I'm not very good at using the relic yet. It has the power to control time, just like we saw earlier. If we use it properly, we might be able to turn back time for the entire world.
Incredible. Was Medea after this machine with that knowledge in mind? To Callion too? Anyway, something of this scale means there's something going on. I can't just hand it over to Medea. And I still have to continue the mission. Otherwise...
Whether you die by Medea's hands or die of old age, you'll have no future. I'm detecting some very powerful energy inside this building.
Frontier's building. We seem to be on the right path. There's no end to them.
I think they figured out our trajectory by tracking the NSBs they lost contact with. The energy is coming from beyond that door. But
But what?
an automatic security system against intruders is activated. I don't think this door will open until whatever it thinks is the intruder has been caught.
Is it because of Medea's NSBs?
I'm not sure. Let's try to find the cause nearby.
Damn, there are too many tailing us. Elvis, is there any way for us to get rid of these guys all at once? Try hacking them or something.
Thank you for thinking so highly of my skills, but it's impossible in this situation. Instead, if we can explode a large amount of condensed energy, it'll generate an EMP that can stop the NSBs.
That's a good idea. How much energy do we need?
Like the energy that's used in the spaceship?
Let's just not talk about it.
There's another enemy that seems pretty menacing. Do you think it's the reason the security system was turned on?
Let's absorb its energy and go back to the door.
The security system has been turned off. Let's go back to that locked door.
The door on the right is locked.
The energy is coming from around here, but I don't know exactly where. Let's go to the left.
What is this place?
This must be Frontier's module laboratory. It looks like I've disconnected from the biolaboratory system on the surface. I don't think I'll be able to help you navigate while you're underground.
Why must everything be so complicated?
Security system has been turned off. Let's go back to check the spaceship. Hey, Age? That thing I mentioned? That powerful energy? It's been moving for a little while now.
What are you talking about? Did someone get into the spaceship before us?
I'm not sure. I thought it was because of the NSBs nearby, but that wasn't it. The energy is definitely moving. Hurry!
That's definitely... Helvis, clean your lens and take a closer look. Does that look like a spaceship to you?
But the spaceship matched the energy frequency.
We can't avoid the battle, so let's think about this afterward.
Amazing! I had no idea the energy would be so strong.
The magnitude of the energy is irrelevant. We still don't have a spaceship here. It was all in vain.
H! The NSB troops are rushing in from over there!
Damn, can't we get a moment to rest? How are we going to defeat them all?
It's finally time to see what this body can do. Stand back and admire my skills.
What did you do?
I generated an electromagnetic wave using the energy absorbed from the Mechadrap well earlier. The NSBs in this area won't be able to move for a while. What do you think? Pretty amazing, right?
I guess you can do all sorts of things. I was wondering what happened. Yes, you're amazing. But next time, can you try to at least make it visible? Let's get out of here before they wake up. Is this really the correct spot?
According to the intel we retrieved from the research facility, it's here. There must be a way to get to Frontier Central Shelter.
Surely the shelter will have a spaceship, right?
Well, it's the place from which Orbit first launched to in space. There must be a spaceship remaining. Age, I'm detecting robot energy coming from inside.
Medea's NSBs?
No, the energy has a different frequency.
These fools.
Those must be Frontier's ONSBs. Those models are at least 1,000 years old.
An old model?
I know of every single model since the foundation of Orbit. I'm sure of it.
I thought you would know all about Orbit's culture and history. I guess even the most intelligent robot doesn't know everything. For now, let's find that mode of transportation you mentioned.
I think it's near here.
Is that it? Nice. Looks like we can travel to the shelter safely and comfortably. Hope it works. Hope it works. Hope it works. Hope it works. What do you think? Is it going to work? Hey, Elvis, what are you doing? Oh dear. The almighty tin can is giving me the silent treatment. Hey, Elvis! Are you still alive over there? What's going on?
You're so impatient. Can't you just wait quietly while the robot is working? It's going to be tricky to move this thing. We should start by checking the facilities nearby. Let's follow that power cable. Shall we turn it?
Something turned on. Is it working?
No, the power source isn't being supplied properly. You need a key card to activate the power. Let's go to the underground power facility. If you go outside the terminal through the emergency exit, there will be another facility in the back. There are Innispies from orbit here.
I see them fighting the drop-off. There are too many enemies to fight. The more popular you are, the more stressful things become.
It's the power production facility terminal. You have to take this key card in order to connect the power source. Let's go back.
I think it's really working this time. Is that all then?
Good. Now that the facility has been activated, we have to find the energy core that moves the train.
Ancient modes of transportation are so complicated.
Wait! There must be a hidden facility. The power cable connects to the bottle. I was interested earlier because I'd never seen this model before, but I'm over it now. They must have been deployed to protect this area.
What will Frontier do? that elevator. What kind of tests were Frontier performing here?
It might be dangerous, but we have to find the keycard in order to access the central facility.
Damn, those Frontier punks. How many of these facilities did they build?
This is supposed to be Laboratory 62. According to the records, there are still bound to be a ton of laboratories that Orbit hasn't found yet.
Then there might be more somewhere else.
had the production facility keycard.
I'm so sick and tired of these guys. See ya.
Let's go back up and open the door with the keycard. Open the door using the production facility keycard. This must be the NSB production facility.
The energy core must be here.
I think we'll be able to move the train if we take the energy core out of that big one. Let's not break it up into pieces.
Damn it. It's too much. How did a 1,000-year-old facility make such strong robots? Why are we doing all this just to find a spaceship?
Well, at least we found the energy core. But the Frontier already had all this amazing technology a long time ago. Orbit's technology hasn't really advanced since then.
Huh.
There must be something we don't know.
How interesting. I'm curious too, considering how much longer I have left.
Yes, I know. There are 5 days, 23 hours, 24 minutes, and 12 seconds left. Oh, now there's 11 seconds. 10 seconds. 9 seconds.
Let's go. There shouldn't be any more problems, right? If I was a smart robot like you, I wouldn't have to keep asking all these questions.
The train is working perfectly now, but the switchgear isn't working. We lost contact with the control room. The train can't leave if the entrance doesn't open.
Don't beat around the bush. You're basically trying to say we have to go to the control room and open it ourselves, right?
You know me well. The central door is locked. There must be a keycard nearby. Let's pass through the central door with this keycard. Keep going straight and you'll arrive at the control tower.
I think something bad is going on over there.
Oh no, a large organism is on the rampage. They might mess with the train. Let's hurry back.
That thing is huge, and it looks kind of familiar.
Remember that thing that was licking your face in the forest? That's what it'll look like when it's all grown up. But that little one from earlier, wasn't it licking the energy crystal?
Yes, it must be an animal that loves energy. Maybe that's why it's so big. Wait, isn't the train just a bunch of moving energy?
Something that big could destroy the train if it so much as licks it.
Seriously? I guess I have no other choice. was a close one.
H, everything is ready to go.
I'm happy to hear that. Now let's hurry up and get out of here. I thought everything was going well.
I think we're almost there.
I taste sand in my mouth. Is there really a shelter in this desert?
Frontier built a shelter in a small desert that had only a few crystals. No one knows how these crystals affect the human body.
I guess there was no other choice. Anyway, you said there's a space takeoff?
We just have to follow that spaceship calling signaler.
Considering that the signaler is operating, it must also be a spaceship.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Frontier's technology is truly outstanding. Their ancient technology actually isn't too far behind orbits. And seeing as how it's still working perfectly fine.
At the end of the day, it's a collapsed civilization. It was forgotten without ever having left behind any significant history. It was Deucalion who achieved what Frontier wouldn't even dare to try. He went to space, founded orbit, saved all of humankind.
This is supposed to be where the shelter is according to the map. But how are we going to get in?
I don't see anything that looks like an entrance.
It's an underground shelter, but if we can't find a terminal or something, we'll never be able to enter.
Then, do we have to scoop up the sand and move it somewhere? Huh?
Welcome, visitors.
Huh? What's this?
This must be the shelter's management program.
How can I help you?
If you want to help, open the door to the shelter. I need a spaceship.
That's not possible. The shelter defense system is currently active. No visitors are allowed. Therefore, you cannot use the spaceship.
A defense mechanism?
There must be something threatening the shelter.
The causes for the defense mechanism being active are as follows. 1. The network was disconnected due to interference from an unknown signal. 2. An error occurred in the energy device that's supplying power to the shelter.
Okay, Elvis. Where do we have to go?
I think it's that way.
Looks like a steep climb.
That's it! There's a powerful interference signal coming from over there. I think all we have to do is destroy that thing.
Nothing's happening.
What's wrong?
That was easier than expected.
Not exactly. You better watch what you say.
Oh, why does everything have to go wrong? Is it over?
Age?
Why are you doing that again? You're making me nervous. Just don't say anything.
It's good that we removed the interference signal. But our location was revealed to Medea. And it's pretty accurate.
Damn. Do we have time to escape at least? Medea!
You're persistent, aren't you? This is your last chance. Just hand over the relic and I'll spare your life.
Life? You already have eternal life. Why do you need the relic? Are you doing this to gain Deucalion's favor? Attacking your own allies just for that?
Wow, you really don't know anything, huh? That relic is a time-space crystal.
Time-space crystal?
It was the last hope for a civilization on the brink of extinction. But their hope was futile, and their vain desires left behind nothing but monsters in the old civilization.
The old civilization?
After that, the old civilization created the new civilization, where people were able to control their lifespans and use them like tools. What Deucalion plans to do with the relic, that's another disaster we have to deal with. I'll have to destroy the relic myself before it's too late.
That's a pretty incredible story you just made up.
Any further explanation would be wasted on a fool who can't face the truth. I'll destroy you with one slash.
I will avenge Helvis!
Even if I die, everyone who thinks like me will continue hunting you.
Killing my own allies definitely isn't my style. Fine. Let's just say you're telling the truth. Then what is Deucalion planning to do with the relic?
He plans to accelerate time on Earth, to create an environment where the old civilization can survive again. There's no space for us on an Earth that's meant for the old civilization.
What do you think, Elvis? Elvis?
The dead don't talk. I've already been trying to decode the data inside this relic. I don't think what Medea said was completely absurd.
Let's go back to the shelter for now. We still have to find the spaceship anyhow. Is the network back?
It's still being restored.
Now, let's go to the regenerative energy factory to supply power.
Frontier network update complete. Analyzing existing data. Update complete. According to the update, the visitors have been declared enemies.
Is this it?
I think the facility is still working. More orbit NSBs. They look like refuse from the combat unit.
What? Did they not receive Medea's order to retreat? She's going to give me a headache to the very end.
There's a strange wall. And what's that over there? Sides are blocked. Use the charge claymore against the NSBs to refill the charge gauge. We have to destroy the barrier in the stairwell. There's a path that leads inside.
Is this really where they generate power? Something's odd.
I don't think so. I'm trying my best, but I can't detect any energy source.
Then what is the raw material of the regenerative energy?
Even handle a machine like this, you're going to be in trouble. Be careful, Age. Look below! The walls are moving! If we don't break through this wall, we'll be pushed off and plummet to our death!
Was Frontier producing these things?
Age, look over there! Those are destroyed NSBs! Did they extract the energy from their NSBs?
In the end, Frontier suffered from a lack of energy too.
This is the last building. The factory is being controlled from here. The walls are closing in on both sides! I don't think it's going to stop unless we break down both walls! This is the central area. Take the elevator down and you'll arrive at the control. The AI that controls the factory must have been hacked. So that's why the shelter wasn't operating properly.
So if we destroy it, does that mean the shelter will get its power supply back? We can finally go inside the shelter. All that's left is to go back to orbit, check the facts with Deucalion, and receive eternal life.
But I can't stop thinking about what Medea said. Can I trust Deucalion to tell the truth?
You don't remember when Medea came after you?
To be more specific, she was after the relic, not me.
In any case, she didn't hesitate to attack her own allies. Whatever. I can't trust someone like that.
You saw the NSBs that were abandoned in the regenerative energy factory back there. Do you think we'll be discarded like that after we complete this mission?
Why do you keep saying things like that? You're making me nervous. We're going to get eternal life, be assigned a new mission, and go on another expedition together. Don't worry. Look, I did everything you told me to do. Now, let me in.
There's no response.
Frontier network loading. The visitors have been declared enemies. Category Orbit.
What? Why am I an enemy?
To quote the content of the update, Orbit plans to destroy Frontier. Orbit is stealing Frontier relics. Orbit is stealing Frontier satellites. Orbit is infiltrating the Frontier space station. Orbit is stealing Frontier test subjects. Orbit is...
The AI is going on a rampage!
Damn it! I don't know what's what!
Assessing the target's combat power. Using highest response strategy, level S2. Following orders to annihilate the enemies.
What's this nonsense? What did we do?
Orbit must have forgotten the past, for which has been intentionally erased. Kill the Orbit soldiers. Kill.
Where is it hiding?
Be careful. You never know when or where an attack will come from.
Damn! You coward! How dare you hide in the sand! Goddamn Orbit! Where's the proof that Orbit harmed Frontier? I thought this was some kind of system error.
Investigating human signal, the purpose for hacking the factory AI and the source of the Dracowell NSPs. I can confirm that they were all sent by continuing the slaughter of Orbit affiliates. Response system down. Unable to resuscitate. The Frontier network has been disconnected. The shelter management program will shut down momentarily. Orbit is requesting self-destruction. Orbit is self-destruction.
That's similar to what Medea said.
Some storage devices were hacked right before the program ended. Orbit must have stopped the humans and robots of Frontier in the shelter from using energy. Age, it's just as Medea said. There's evidence that the NSBs in the regenerative energy factory were used and discarded. Are we going to be abandoned too?
Elvis, is it okay for us to use this elevator? What if it suddenly stops, or the security system starts up?
No issues. The shelter management program has been completely stopped. You don't have to worry.
Wow. Look over there. It's so wide. I had no idea this place would be so big.
This is a shelter that grows by itself. Whenever necessary, it expands buildings according to the system manual to efficiently accommodate more people.
That means all those people disappeared. How far down does this go?
The residential area is at the top, so the management district is probably on the bottom floor.
But isn't this place a little too big to be called the management district?
This is definitely strange. This doesn't seem like a normal shelter.
Now, let's look for the spaceship. What's that? Do you feel anything? Why are you quiet again, Elvis? Are you already detecting something?
I haven't felt this way in a long time.
What do you mean?
My name is Atlas, Frontier's greatest AI.
Oh, stop joking around, Helvis. It's not funny.
So it was called Helvis.
Who are you? What happened to Helvis?
Your friend has fallen into a deep sleep for the time being.
If you don't bring back Helvis this instant, you're going to regret it.
If you destroy me, your friend will be buried here for eternity. But if that's what you want, then fine. If you want to see your friend again, help me get to my destination.
How do I know I can trust you?
It is up to you whether you decide to trust me, but if you want your friend back, you have no choice.
Damn it, Helvis. The spaceship. We finally found the spaceship, Helvis.
Your friend can't hear you.
Look, Atlas, I don't have much time. We have to hurry up and get to orbit. Can't you just let us go?
You can go if you want. I never denied you your free will. But your friend has no choice. The spaceship is ready. Are you worried?
Of course I'm not leaving on my own. I'm returning to orbit with Helvis.
Keep moving. Walk into the warp gate.
strange. I feel like I've been here before. Oh, this thing again.
As you can see, Frontier used black leopards and crystal energy to create Drapoels. They even made mecha Drapoels by fusing them with robot technology. You have to pass through here and travel to another time and space. Hurry up and defeat it. Once all the shelter's resources were exhausted, the humans of Frontier started various projects in order to survive one way or another. The main ones were the New Civilization Project and the Earth Purification Project. The scholars who gathered, regardless of their field of specialty, used animals that had adapted to the crystal energy environment. They also researched cyborg creation and cloning, in addition to performing various forms of analysis and fusion trials. In the end, they even began performing tests on humans. Some people's bodies were able to accept the crystals, but even they didn't live for too long.
It's disgustingly cruel to do that to another human being.
The trials resulted in some failures, but a crystal with incredible energy appeared in the process.
Appeared?
The researchers took more of an interest in the crystal's energy than irrelevant human testing. They found a way to use the crystal and immersed themselves in new research.
So, did they figure it out?
Yes, they discovered time travel. But time travel required an enormous amount of energy, far beyond our expectations. They couldn't go out to get crystal energy every time under such bad conditions. So instead, they tried to mass clone the successful human test subjects and use the crystal energy within their bodies.
Treating life like it's something disposable. How could they? But look at the state of the Earth right now. How did they fail after everything they did?
One called Pyrrha was born to that fate, but changed her own destiny. Pyrrha joined hands with the forces that opposed the trials, and ultimately sparked a rebellion to take over the central shelter. After that, Pyrrha disbanded Frontier.
That's amazing. Pyrrha. Then what happened to Pyrrha and the Revolutionary Army?
The rebel forces left Earth, and she died.
I think the destination is a bit farther than expected. Why can't we go straight to the destination through the warp gate?
Time and space are twisted in the warp gate, so you have to travel in the designated order to reach your destination. This is the last warp gate.
The promise we made in the beginning?
Of course I haven't forgotten. I'll free your friend when I get to my destination.
I thought you were Frontier's greatest AI. Why couldn't you stop them?
Because the rebel forces used a virus to take down Frontier. Low-level AIs completely degenerated the system because of that virus.
Where are we? Damn, it was a trap. Where did you take me?
This is where clones are turned into energy.
Clones? Energy? Are you talking about them?
Yes, they're the same kind of clone as you.
Clone?
You can't see the truth even though it's right in front of your face. I was chosen to gather time travel energy. I was the executioner. But we were suppressed by Pyrrha and the rebel forces. After that, Deucalion went to space and used me to annihilate the remaining members of Frontier. In the end, my body and mind were separated.
Deucalion?
But now, I've returned to my original body, and I can complete the final mission. Your wealth of energy shall be the foundation for the birth of my new world, clone.
I'm not a clone.
How much of the truth did Deucalion tell you? Are you still going to believe his version of history? Don't let your guard down. Deucalion made sure to eliminate anything and everything that could have posed a future threat. Even Pyrrha. If someone like him were to get his hands on the crystal, can you imagine what he'd be capable of?
Elvis?
Age, you're a complete mess. Were you always like this?
Elvis! Thank goodness! Now that you've returned and we found the spaceship, we can finally go back to orbit.
Good. I guess it all worked out. The eternal life you so wanted is right in front of you.
But what's going to happen to us after I gain eternal life? Immortality is not my goal in life. What matters is how you live your life afterwards. But now, I know the whole truth. Is it right for me to go find Deucalion, so that I can gain eternal life for myself? Okay, Elvis. I'm determined now.
Regardless of what choice you make.
What is that?
Orbit's leader, Deucalion.
Hand over the Frontier Relic. Your mission ends here.
Deucalion, the eternal life gene ampule that you promised Agent Age?
Fine. I'll give you the reward you've earned.
Then what will happen to Helvis inside the relic?
Is that really important? Don't you need eternal life? Everything I do is for the future of mankind. Now, hand it over.
I learned the truth that you tried to keep from me. All your irrationality and cruelty.
You're a fool if you believe the words of a traitor like Medea. Her forces are composed of those who don't understand my purpose and have nothing but complaints to offer instead. They were all persecuted as traitors against the now peaceful Orbit. Having already learned the truth, you're probably aware that Frontier was an organization of lunatics who committed murder under the pretext of research. What's wrong with exacting God's justice upon those who deserve nothing more than to die?
Then why kill Pyrrha?
She was simply sacrificed for the greater good.
Don't try to justify killing people! You're just blinded by greed! How much sacrifice is necessary to create your world?
This is your last chance. Make your choice. Is it eternal life or death?
Age, hand me over to Deucalion. You can't give up your life for a tin can like me.
Deucalion, I'll hand over the relic.
Good choice. You clones are always reasonable. After all, that's how you were designed.
You're right, Deucalion. This is the most reasonable decision.
You failed. I am not an individual, but a collective. Did you really think you could defeat me with such crude technology?
detecting several energy sources with the same frequency on the radar. More Deucalion clones are headed our way!
Damn!
Even the spaceship won't make it!
Damn. There has to be a way. There has to be!
Synchronizing system. System activated.
Elvis?
Frontier warp gate accessed.
Elvis, what are you doing?
Based on all the information we have, this is the best way.
Elvis! What do you mean? Wait!
Activating system. Time shift system, activate!